All right, welcome back, everyone. This is going to be the third episode on the Jolly Green chassis build. This is going to be the electronics. Pretty much everything chassis-wise should be good. We're going to go for electronics and probably the body. All this should be pretty much I believe, as long as everything goes smoothly. This will probably be like the wrap-up one. We'll do some testing on it, and I'll probably have another follow-up video after testing, just to kind of go over how everything's going. And also if I did any adjustments, fine tuning, what I think about it. We're going to be doing I was in between the Fusion Pro and this Axe system that I got on sale. I think because I have the room in here, all the slider, the battery tray, big slider area, I think I'm going to go with the Axe system. I kind of want to say the Fusion Pro for anything that's a little tighter. I don't know what yet, but maybe I'm going to do another buggy build with a axial capper cage and portals. That's going to be a little tighter, a little bit less room. So if it can fit it, I'm kind of thinking to maybe put it there. We'll see, but we have plenty of room in here. If not, if this doesn't fit for some reason, I will throw the Pro in. So I have the 80 amp Axe ESC, the 540, 2100 kV Axe motor. It is censored, so it should be nice and smooth, really, really smooth. I was going to do the little 4-channel receiver for my Radiolink transmitter, but I forgot I had this 6-channel one, which I don't need 6 channels in here, but I have the room again. Save this for like a smaller, tighter build. I got a bunch of them, so I guess it doesn't matter, but I have the room, so I try to use these up and put them in bigger trucks that have a lot of room. And then I don't know if there's going to be enough. If not, I'll take it out of my Helium one. I have a 60 kg in there that I want to upgrade anyways, but I'm thinking just for now, I'm going to throw in this 35 kg flash hobby. It's 8.4 volts, and people really are liking the flash hobbies. I've never tried one before, and I got it on sale from Amazon. I think it was like on Prime Days or something, but it looks pretty stout. We're going to go with that. So first, I'm just going to toss in, I think the easiest thing is going to be the motor, the ESC. Those just plug in. The only thing I am going to be waiting on is I'll put it in for what I have for now. But if you saw my last video, I cannot find the spur that I bought for this. It's missing. It's gone. But you know how you find stuff that you lost is you buy it again when it gets delivered. That day you'll probably find it. So I'm about to have an extra element spur tomorrow, more than likely. But I'm going to throw it in together how it is now. And maybe I'll just gear up the pinion for at the moment. Or, for some reason I had a 16 tooth pinion in with this thing. There's no way it's going to work. I think it needs to be 20 something just because of the portals, the Stealth X and all that. 16 I think would be way too slow. So I got I think I got a 20, 21. I got a few pinions. We'll go through them. But anyways, I think I was starting to talk about this. This is a censored motor, so this should be really nice and smooth. We shouldn't have any issues. So, I didn't realize you had to solder this one. Not that I care, but I thought that this was a plug-in. Yeah, whatever. Guess we're doing some soldering today. And of course, I tell myself that I was just going to be able to toss it in. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? Let me get the cover off of this. I'm going to get this mounted up. Now, I'm going to solder it first, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, let me. I'll get this in there, and I'll be back. All right, I'm going to start with the soldering here. I'm going to try my hardest to try to show you guys soldering this. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know how, but just for people that don't, this is a censored system. Also, you need to match up the ABs. You need to match up the ABC wires to the ABC on the ESC. So you need to be careful when you're doing A. Goes right to A. Hopefully, we all know the alphabet, and we can get this figured out. Got my soldering iron going up. I use a Pine-Sol. I know it's a little small for this kind of stuff, people say, but I haven't had an issue with it. We'll see how it goes with these. I do XT60 connectors with it all the time. This is some flux. I'm just gonna put some on. Try to help it. I'm gonna try to tin this first. This is not easy to do with my arms completely out like this to try to record. So bear with me if this looks like crap, or if you guys disagree with how I'm doing it. My apologies in first of all, and second of all, I guess I don't care because I'm just going to get it done. So got it tinned up here, and these already have some. Hold on, I think they kind of want you to put heat shrink on these. I'll try it. You're not going to be getting anything on it really. Maybe I can get it on the edge. I don't know. We'll see. I tried looking up pictures actually just to double check myself here. Yeah, no, you just literally solder it on, just like I thought, just like these ones here. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I think this is just to shorten it up if you want to make a plug or something. I have no clue. So I'm just going to do it how I was going to do it originally. And we'll see if it's right or not. So A goes to A. Right here. That went right down in there. Let me just check this out. That is soldered, if I do say so myself. Probably should have tinned this while I was... I don't know, I didn't just tin them all. Yeah, there we go. You got B. Just make sure you got B there. B on the motor. Just pretty much pushing down, straight down on this to heat up everything. Once everything gets pretty shiny and in there, let go. Hold it there for a second. And this one should be right here, C and C. Just check this out here. Looking good. Definitely not as shiny as usual. So I keep forgetting to order stuff, but this flux is supposedly expired in 2024, which I didn't know flux could expire. So I don't know if that has anything to do with this not being as shiny as usually. Yeah, no, it's on there. I mean, they ain't coming off. And then they're a little shinier right there from the factory. But I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, heat shrink wouldn't have changed anything, I think, on there. I think I'm going to take the fan off. I don't think there's any it's not necessary, or it's a crawler. So the motor goes here. So I was thinking ESC over here, kind of take up some of that slack of the wires. But it can't because this isn't long enough. What if I go this direction? So this is the problem. They got the censored part. It is relatively short, weirdly enough. Oh, that's just a tight fit. Dang. Okay. Actually, those are about the same length now that I'm plugging it in. But again, let me put the motor in. I'll be right back. I'm just going to take this cover off, just easier. All right. Got the motor in there. Got the ESC in there. I clocked the wires this way to take up some of the slack to go over. The sensor wires, it's weird that this is a little bit shorter than the wires that it comes with, so it has to kind of go this way, which is fine. I'll just kind of zip tie them over. The ESC DuPont connector, I'll just kind of end up doing something like that when I'm done. Just kind of waiting on the servo to go in to see how I'm going to run the wire. I don't know what side the wire is out of in that one. Put the receiver over here on double-sided tape. I put dual lock where the battery and the ESC are going to go because I'm not sure if I'm going to swap those two or not. I kind of want to try to even out the weight left to right. The motor weighs probably double what the ESC does. It feels like in the hand. But this is more in the center, whereas this is all the way on the outside. So I'm thinking it's going to even it out. But then the battery in the center should be, pretty good. But I can swap them if I need to easily. I've been wanting to get the Sky RC weight set, like the squares to measure each corner, but I don't want to spend it's like 80 or 90 bucks on that thing. I ended up just ordering some kitchen scales. They're like $6 each, so like $24, and I can weigh way easier with this because right now those little pads on the Sky RC are like this big. This is bigger than it. So trying to weigh a 6x6 will be even harder. And honestly, I don't know how you would weigh a 6x6. I'm just going to put these tires together. I'll put like a board over it to hold them, and then so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, just to get the corners. And I'll see left to right what the weights are and all that. And then I'll see if I want to move these. But I think this is going to be good with the battery here, hopefully. So that's all plugged in. I have a 20 tooth pinion on it right now, just because it's the biggest one I could get in easily with the big spur that's on here now. I have a feeling it's not even going to be close to enough for the speed. We'll see. Also, I don't really care for that pinion, so I'll probably be swapping out another one. It's a cheap one, and it's kind of, I think it's shaped a little funny. So I'm going to order some, probably a Robinson Racing one. I have a Kimberg Element spur coming already. So Kimberg spur, probably Robinson Racing pinion. Probably grab that. Actually, I could probably grab it tomorrow at the local hobby shop, which isn't local to me because I live in the middle of nowhere, just to get those going. But yeah, I wanted to work on the servo next, but I kind of figured I'd take you guys on the somewhat journey of this because I've never set up a drag link chassis mounted servo one, and figured we'd go on this trip together. Like I said, I got the 35 kg. If it's not enough, like I said, I'll swap it out with probably my Helium and get a direct power for that one, which I've been wanting to do. And now I'll actually have a reason to do it. I got that on there. I'm thinking I'll probably just zip tie this to the shock tower area up and over. And this will be perfect right there. Yeah. Yeah, we got plenty of room here. All right, let's get this out of the way. I mean, I can always move these zip ties around after if I end up moving this shock. Oh yeah, I should have plenty of room that way. And I haven't taped down the button for the ESC yet because I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. So I don't know if I put it over here, I'm just going to cut off some of this dual lock tape and put it right there. Or maybe I'll just dual lock this actually, I guess. It doesn't really matter. But if I put it here, then I'll probably put it down on the slider here. And I would put it here anyways, but this is not long enough. It's just feels like 2 inches longer. That's what she said. All right, that's what we got for now. Like I said, I'll be mounting this eventually. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll zip tie it like this. Yeah, then that way the battery can connect to it easier. Something like that. I don't know. Okay, yep, that's what I'm going to do for now. And the bed, there's a drive shaft. You just zip tie this up too to here. Yeah, look at that. Now I'm out of the drive shaft. So that'll be it for now. I can still connect to it with the battery, no problem. Now, let's see. That's in. Now, he said that his was, I think, 85 millimeter for the drag link. 85 millimeter drag link-ish. And that was with a 25 millimeter, 25 millimeter horn. Oh, this actually comes with one of the Amazon horns. I was thinking about using a double clamper, though, that I have with the bin of... So I'm thinking about using this one. And I believe it is a 25 millimeter. So this one is about a 20 millimeter, actually. Well, let's see how it looks. Honestly, the 20, I think, would work with this. And it looks like it's pretty... Hold on, let me get the old... Let me look straight here. No, I need the 25. Unless I bring up this side. I really don't want to put a spacer on there. I hate putting spacers up on drag links and everything. They shouldn't bend, but I've had a couple where the bolts bend. Maybe from a fall or maybe it's just a weak bolt. I get it, but yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna have to be a 25. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this go up RC one. Well, I tried you. That one is. Those ones are strong on the Helium, which I don't know if anyone knows, that's 8th scale, way bigger. I put it on and I actually forgot to put the 3 millimeter bolt through the front here into the servo, and it stayed on for, I think it was like a 5-mile trip that I did, 5-mile hike without an issue. It never came off. So I was hoping to do that one. This hardware is not always great, but I don't think I have any other nice 2 millimeter hardware. So I'll just throw this in and be gentle with it. The other thing I gotta look at too, if I put this on here, where does this line up? Oh, it definitely needs a straight. Wow, those are pretty parallel with each other though. I was gonna make sure it wasn't. Yep, no, that one's good. Sometimes I've had them where they're stripped out, and for some reason, instead of throwing them away, I'm just an idiot and I put them back in. Those are almost perfectly parallel on the back side of the horn. Yeah, as long as it's on the back side. I'm gonna keep this angled rod end on this one, mostly because when it flexes up like this, it's almost straight. I don't know, actually. I think if I put a regular one on there, it'd be perfectly fine. All right, I might as well take this off and put it on now. This is the problem with not Loctiting stuff now, though. I gotta make sure I go through and do everything after. Hopefully I remember. And they're almost dead on parallel, front, left, this way. Wow. Mr. C. you masked it well, because I've never done a 3-link. And just going off of your recommendations so far, it's been good. Is that not a 3mm? Yeah, 3mm. Can it only take a short bolt? That'd be the shortest bolt I've ever seen. Let's try this 6mm. Not that I want to actually tighten this down. I'm just trying to get everything ready because I still need to turn it on to center the servo. What's going on? It's just rough. I wonder if there's some crap in there. Feels okay now. Well, still feels tight, but I'm gonna tell you that's not coming off. It's cleaned up now, though, it feels. That's weird. Well, now that I've done that, this bolt is now, the head is stripped out-ish because of that. So I'll toss that one and put a freshie on. Oh yeah, feels good now. All right, interesting. Mighty interesting. Okay, but it's. I don't think there's any bump steer. The only thing I'm seeing is the little bit of axle swing it has. Pretty close. They're a little bit off. I think if this was only 5mm instead of that 6, it'd be perfect. But I'm going to wait for the spacers that I have to come in today. This is not bottomed out. Has barely enough room for that to turn, so that to work. Probably would have been okay keeping the angled one there, but. And yeah, this one, if it was probably a millimeter up for the panhard. So pretty sure the ones I have come and have a 5mm spacer in them, and I'll put that in there. But that's nice. That went together well. All right. I haven't named my Jolly Green yet, so I'm just going to call it Jolly for now. I'm very bad at naming names, naming trucks. For some reason, I try to name them, and I just no clue what I want. I actually tried ChatGPT. I put a picture of my STX10 6x6 on it. I said, hey, can you help me name this truck? And it came up with some very generic, very corny names. This has to be bound to it. Let's turn that on. Hold it down until it flashes. Lift it up just in case. Oh, and it's reversed, of course. Look at that, though. That's the first move. Now that spur is not straight. When I was putting the pinion and the spur on, it was tight, loose, tight, loose. So I couldn't even get a perfect mesh. But that Kimberg spur that's on the way, hopefully I'll be able to. Oh, that is full speed and it's slow as heck. Oh, all right. That's zeroed out though. You're pretty straight. That went right on. Wow. And it's almost straight down. Get that on. I usually snug these up. I'll tighten it up and then back it off a little. Then that way when I go to clamp it, when I go to clamp this on, it can actually squeeze. Because if you tighten that, it's 3mm all the way. At least for me, it seems. It doesn't. The metal can't squeeze in. All right, got that on. I also haven't adjusted anything in this, so the BEC is probably turned down, but it's still pretty quick. Is this the one? All right, I've never downloaded the Hobbywing app. And this one has Bluetooth built into it, which is kind of cool. Firmware version looks pretty old. 01000301, and this is 0101003. So I guess I'll update that. I got this up on stands too. You know, just like with a drone, take off the propellers. You're supposed to take off the wheels, but I think up on here is fine. Well, I guess I'll be back when this finishes. Hold on. All right, firmware upgrade successful. Confirm. Do I have to reconnect to the device? Yeah, reconnect. I think it said that too, and I just didn't read it. I wish that one to remember password. Oh, I don't think it asked me that time, but I could click remember password. It's always 8, I guess, all the way across. Firmware update. Yep, we are good to go. Just making sure. Settings, language, select the connection, Bluetooth, select the Bluetooth module. Nothing there. And then parameters. I need to reverse the motor direction. See if we can do it in here. Forward and reverse, yeah. Name, oh, we can name it. I'll name it Jolly for now, just like I did on the other one. I have no idea what I'm gonna name it yet. RPM throttle matching, yeah. Called BEC voltage. Oh, you can only do 6 and 7.4. I could have sworn the Axe had 8.4. Where'd the box go? Huh. I might end up buying a BEC or... No, this doesn't have any... I'm pretty sure this can do 8.4. So it's kind of counterclockwise. I'm going to change it to clockwise. Max forward, punches, whatever. I'm just going to save this stuff for now. Throttle stick to the bottom. Move the throttle stick to the bottom position or neutral position, or disconnect the throttle connection. Otherwise, the parameter adjustments won't be stored. What? Move the throttle stick to the bottom position or neutral. Oh, it is neutral. Okay. 7.4 definitely woke it up. There we go. Oh, now it's a little better. When I first turned it on, it didn't seem to have really good slow crawl, but I think that maybe it was just needed an update. Connected. Let's go back to it. Oh, because I'm connecting probably. Oh, so when you're connected, you can't do throttle. Okay. Cut off voltage. Intermediate low. Yeah, whatever. Let's keep it in the middle. RPM throttle matching. I've never really played with that much. On my other one, I think I just kept it in intermediate. BT voltage 7.4, clockwise still. Max forward is 100. That's fine. Punch, I'll leave it there. Neutral range, fine. Yeah, max reverse force, 50%. I'm good with that. Usually I keep it about 50, 75-ish, depending on the truck. If it's like the Helium one, I do like 75 because that's so big that when it starts to flip over, I'll just punch it backwards and it pops off the hill a lot of times to fix itself. Drag brake at 80. We'll see. Smart drag brake rate. I think that was the one that's, if I remember correctly, I think it, I got the instructions here, but I think it'll like slowly do it won't just slam on the drag brake as soon as you stop. It kind of, maybe that might have been the throttle matching though. No, throttle matching is the other. Start mode, punch, easy, motor rotation. Smart drag brake rate. That's the rate at which your drag rate increases to the preset value. The feature slows down how rapidly the ESC applies brake. Oh, I was right. Okay. Lower values are slower and prevent sudden stops of jerky stopping movements. You can choose the drag brake rate from level 1, very soft, to level 9, very aggressive. Oh, you can do auto mode. Well, it doesn't matter because it's just enabled or not. Okay. No, that's drag brake rate. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it where it is. If I have to play with it, I'll play with it. Especially if I can do it on my phone. I don't have to bring the programmer. That's pretty much all you can do in the app. So, yeah. But I think we're good. Disconnect. So, it seems faster in reverse. Oh, you know what it is, I think? If I change it to counterclockwise, back to where this was. Oh, much better. There we go. So I had to reverse the throttle on my radio link and put it back to counterclockwise like it was in here. Actually, that might be plenty of speed. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'll put that smaller Kimberg in like I had and then maybe that's why I had that 16-tooth pinion. Maybe I did do the math. I thought I just guessed it. But that seems like it's going to be quick enough. And that's definitely faster than it was. All right, so look at that. We have a roller / a mover. I still got to put these caps on here. I just didn't want to put them on. There's 6 bolts in each one, 6, 12, 18, 36 bolts. Did not want to put those on prematurely if I had to take anything apart. So next is cab. But I have realized, unfortunately, I didn't buy front body post. So I'm going to have to go and look and see if I can find a 3D print file for this. I think he did 10 Pro mounts. Hold on. I have a 10 Pro kit. Actually, scratch that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna 3D print something. There's files up online for this. I'll be back in just a little bit. I'm gonna go find a file, print that, get those mounted up, and I have posts. Pretty sure I showed you guys at the beginning. Oh yes, here we go. Okay. Oh wow, I got 8 of them extra. So I got clips. in posts, a ton of them. That's good. Right there. We'll pick back up in a little bit. All right, as you can see, it's a different body. I could not get that Ford F-150 body to sit down where I wanted it to. It was going to be ridiculously high. I would have had to chop like half the grill off to even get close to the sliders. It was, sticking up at least this tall. To mount this, I did a regular cab mount in the back that it's supposed to have right here. And then I actually designed a spacer that gets the clips right here on the side. I really didn't want the post going up to the top. I kind of want, for some reason when I saw this body, I really wanted to do something here. So I designed this piece right there. So it just has 2 cut down posts as low as I can go. And I actually ended up pushing them as far as I can in and then drilling a new hole into them so I could flatten this out to here. And then drill just 2 holes right in the front. So now I can push this down and just slide in the pins on either side. Or I can go the other direction too. Doesn't matter. The only thing I'm going to be doing is I had bought like one-sided sticky foam that a lot of times you can get like little circles that go like on the posts. I wanted to put it on here like an actual sticker. So I got some of those. I'm going to cut out like the shape of this area, like stick it on, cut it out the shape of here and here in these 2 areas because there is a lot of slop. So that way it'll kind of push against the ends of these and hold it in place a little more centered. Plus it won't wobble around and it won't wear the paint away on the front and back. So this is the windows are Tamiya smoke, like window smoke. This silver is actually Max Flex. You can get it at Home Depot in my area. It's called Max Flex Shining Armor. And the logos there is Max Flex Dark Granite. It's actually made to like go on like patio furnitures and stuff like that. It's kind of like a rubberized-ish paint. It's not really rubber, but it can flex. So it's not going to be completely hard. But that's the actual color of those letters. It's like a brown. And then before I sprayed the brown, actually, I took the decals off. I cut it with my vinyl cutter. And I sprayed it with translucent metallic, I think it's called by Tamiya, just to kind of make it so it's not just straight up brown. Just kind of give it a little metallic there. So, and just, trimmed obviously for the back here, for the rails. The ESC ended up going where I was thinking right here. I had to turn it sideways. I did plug the fan back in and put it on, but it is really loud when it's on. It's really annoying. It's not needed anyways. I only put it on because it'll look a little better than like the bolt holes that were there afterwards. I actually unplugged it because the fan is just ridiculously loud. Like it's louder than anything else in this whole machine, in this whole truck. Dual locked the button on, so I could technically move it around if I want to. 2200 battery goes right there. I have actually ran this a little bit just to make sure everything was good and tested. You can also see that I changed out the gold shocks to black. I couldn't really, they were just they stood out too much. The black's way better, goes more with the theme of the whole truck. Originally these were just kind of, like I said, like a pop of color I was talking about before, but it was too much. I also made a bracket for the back. It's the same thing as this, just the nubs chopped off, just to brace the rails together. Next thing I do want to do is, I might do it before I go do some test footage, but I want to laser a piece of wood to go in here. Just to see if I like it or not. But I actually kind of like the look of this skeleton look area. So I'm back and forth. So I might laser that out and check it out, see if I like it. I did also end up putting some scale hardware in on like the M3 bolts here, and then in the wheel right there. I also did it on the back here, right there. So the rest of these I just keep the regular button heads on. Let's see, the power seemed fine with this 35 kg so far. I didn't have anything that was browning out. I didn't have it like not want to move. So I think we're good on it. The only thing that I'm not a huge fan of is when I swap these shocks out. These are 85 millimeters. I went to go look for some black ones, and the only ones I can get at a good, pretty quickly were ones that said 90 on them, which I've never seen a 90 of these. And I thought they just labeled it wrong. No, it's a 90 because the shock shaft is 5 millimeters longer. So like the body is the same length, if you look there. But the shock shaft itself is 5 millimeters longer. So I rebuilt these with Traxxas parts. It's the 2362 and the 2669 rebuild kit and the piston heads. I did it with all, these were already like that. It's all my chav tech like this. I have a video on it and I'll put up here, right in that area. I think I put the 3-hole piston in the front and then the 2-hole piston in the rear. And then in this center one with 40 weight. And in the center one, I kept the stock piston head, which is like a 4-slot. And I put, I think, 80 weight. I think it was either 808 or 100 weight. I can't remember which one. And it's just because it is a 4-slot. And it's, it's pretty slow. I haven't ran these ones yet, so they're not really worked in. So, but to do that, I also had to put these little spacers that come with the shocks in that I don't usually put into these when I rebuild them. And that's because when you compress these all the way, the piston head could actually hit the bladder. And I don't want to rip the bladder over and over, hitting, because we always sit pretty much lower, drooped out like this. So I put this spacer in here so it wouldn't slam the piston into the bladder. On the first little ride I did too, one of these shocks, drive shafts fell apart. It was I forgot to check and Loctite all these, and the pin was actually loose. Like the set screw that holds the pin was loose. And apparently these ship with rubber bands around this area. And it comes with this clip that goes around it. I thought it was an extra clip in the bag. I didn't realize it was a rubber band that was right here. So it actually popped out past the rubber band, and I caught it just as it was about to fall. But then the cylinder inside fell onto the ground, and I had to search for that for 5 minutes in the grass. So those are all back together and tightened up, Loctite. The shaft that I drilled out, I actually ended up drilling out a little bit more, and I put a bolt and nut through because it's like the right length for this one. And I tried to use the short one in the back like it's supposed to be. It's just too short. It will never work. I don't understand why it's like that. So I still have that silver one in the front. I don't say I don't really care right now. I just wanted to get it working and running, and then I figured I can change out those later. It's just the drive shaft. The other thing I had to do too was, because these are 5 millimeters longer, I had to go up like a shock mount. So it's kind of bothering me. It's kind of annoying me. So I might end up just trying to find some 85s. But it has the same amount of travel technically. It's kind of sitting at the same area. No, actually it's sitting higher. So you have to play around with these a little bit, see what I can find. So I think I am going to buy the 85 of these and keep these 90s for something else maybe. I'm not sure. It's the same amount of travel, like I said. But now these are almost, I only got a little bit more to go, shock hole wise. So maybe if I put this one here and put this one up one more, it'll get it lowered, because these links were almost touching this last time. I'll play it a little bit more, but yeah. So I think that's about it for what I did since the last section there, and I'll tell you what you think. So I'm going to go out and get some footage of this thing tomorrow morning, hopefully. I'll come back with telling you what I think, but first impressions are pretty amazing. I thought that I put too soft of inserts in here. They seem fine, so I'm hoping to stick with that right now. But so I'm going to go grab some footage, and we'll be back. there. I think that works. I think that works. I had to move this whole stand because I've been working on a trailer for the next video. It's out in the garage, so this whole camera setup was moved now back. Now I got to figure out again where I had it. I think this is about where it was. We'll see. No, because you can see all that crap. I think you can see some of it, but whatever. Close enough. All right, back from testing in the rocks. I tried the fake tusks. They did great. And then I tried the Klingons, which I think also did really good. The problem with these are it has the stock foams, and these are skinny. So whenever I tried to turn or did anything, it would just flop right over. So I really think I need to put some kind of an insert in here. I think I might have some of the Endura inserts just hanging out, so I might just try those. I kind of thought about using stock foams in the front and the Endura inserts in the rear, because I was really seeing this tire and this tire fold over. I think it was more, say I was going up a hill this direction, I'd see this one kind of do this, fold over. Or if the rock was higher here, you know, I'd see it fold over like that. They fold over very easily on these because the foams are so soft. It's a really nice soft foam. So that's one thing I want to do. The other thing I want to do is, I didn't even think about it until I was doing some of the editing for this video that you're watching now. I could just take the shock shafts out of the goldish ones and put them into here and get rid of that spacer, and I'll be back to where I want to be. But then I'll have black housings. So I'll be swapping that over. I did end up taking this drive shaft out that was here that had the bolt through it. And I don't actually remember why, but I had an MIP shaft just hanging out that I've had for years. Like I've had it since like 2016 probably or so. It was on the SCX-10 6x6. So I ended up putting that on here. And like I said, I don't remember why exactly. The other thing I want to do is I think they're called GRC knuckles. I was getting it caught a good amount, as you can see on this. Look how big that is. And, you know, you're gonna hit no matter what a little bit, but I was getting pretty caught there in here. I think the GRC knuckles, they go, instead of going underneath the knuckle, it kind of goes on top, however the knuckles work. I don't remember. I do remember though that they are like completely angled. Like it chops off this whole corner and goes down. So I kind of want to go maybe with those. Then I'll use these for something else. Maybe I don't know if I get like an actual hauler or something, I'll just use it for that. One problem that I made myself when I put this cab on, I made it so it was as low as possible and it was almost touching the shock tower. It actually ended up rubbing through the paint here and here. As you can see, it's all messed up there. So I'm kind of annoyed and upset about that. It wasn't actually this bad. It was only like here. And I was taping off like the silver to do the brown. Then I was gonna let that dry, and then tape, then do the silver over it to try to clean it up. But then when I went to take the tape off, I pushed on the paint kind of a little bit, just kind of like when I was peeling it, and it made this big mark here. And then I kind of just stopped caring because I was kind of annoyed at it. So I just sprayed it. It's halfway decent, and I know it's kind of like a military industrial-ish kind of truck, so whatever. Maybe it just looks like scratches. I also ended up putting the foam on, like I was talking about. Right here, 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 and here. And then I ended up putting the foam on here. I wish I went with a thinner foam, but it's what I had. And it pushes on it, but it's not really affecting anything. So, yeah. It kind of discolored everything in that area. You can't really see it that well, but I can. I mean, maybe you can. I'm not sure. But the paint itself was fine. I'm liking this Max Flex. It fell a few times, and I haven't seen any cracks or issues. It's more just scratches in the plastic. You can kind of really see the metallic. If you get the light just right, that's the clear metallic I put on before the brown, just to kind of break up the brown a little. Let's see here. What else did I do? Oh, the case apparently fell apart on this. Gotta glue that back together more. I take the antenna off. Well, not off. I wrap it up inside of here with a zip tie usually. Put the case together, but sometimes they like to come apart, so I hot glued it, but it didn't stay. The motor is amazing. It's great. I've never had a power problem, never had a power issue. Torquey. The only thing I want to do is I still haven't swapped out the spur gear. It's a pretty good speed, but a little bit, just a little faster would be good. I think there's an 87 on there now. I bought an 84. I'm going to toss that on. I might change the pinion also. We'll see. I don't want to play with it. I'll do probably the spur first, and then I'll play with the pinion just to see what I need. The 2200, I used the 2200 battery for all of that. I never changed it once. The only issue I had with that actually stopped me from running for a little bit was this. This is the stock steering link that came with the axles, and it actually ended up ripping out, like the threads ripped out. I ended up having to, on the trail, I put it in and kind of partially threaded it on / pushed it back in, and it's holding, but I don't have to make a new one. I think it's just these, maybe they have, the plastic feels really crappy, so I'll make a new one with that. But other than that, steering was good. I think when I do this, though, I'm going to probably make like a bend right here because it hits the brass cover. The foam has made it a little harder to get on, but I'd rather have that than scratching all the paint. But yeah, I'll swap the shock shafts. I'll do those things I was just talking about. Figure out some inserts for these, I think. I really do kind of like the look of this, and I kind of like this wheel better than this wheel. I don't mind this wheel, but my original color scheme was going to be more earth tones and greenish maybe, and that's why I got these. But this, I think, matches this more. So let me know in the comments what you think. I like the look of the wheel. I kind of wish it was a different color, but I like this color. Looks good with this, I think. I thought I was about something else. Yeah, I think that's about it for this little ending overview there. Nothing came loose, nothing broke other than that. It's wonderful so far. It does really good. And I think that when I put these back to the 85, I think I'll be happier too. Because it was a little different when I put these on. Couldn't put my finger on it, and I think it was just because of maybe the angle of the shock where it was placed. Because these were definitely in different spots. I put these where they needed to be to make this work with the 90s, and I kind of want to put it back to where it was with those 85s. Luckily, I have some pictures and plus some videos, so I can look back and see where they were placed. So, anyways, if you have any questions, comments, throw them down below. I should have all the links down below in the description for everything I've used. I think I even put both tires in. Well, I think I put real tusks in because I couldn't find the Amazon link for my exact tusks. I got them on AliExpress. Maybe I'll look again, see if I can find it. The AliExpress link that I had was gone. They said that they stopped. It was like no longer found, so I couldn't put my link. But I'll look again and see if I can find it. If you have any questions about the build, shoot them down below. Also, this, like I said, I think I've said it a couple times now, this is a build from Crawler Canyon. So if you have any questions, you can also go into the Discord, Crawler Canyon Discord, and there's a sub channel, whatever you want to call it. I don't know Discord too well, but a channel on there just for the Jolly Green. It's called the Jollier Greenier, I think. The Greenier Jollier. I don't remember. But it's just for the Jolly Green. And you can go check it out. There's tons of questions answered. There's people giving info on what they did, ideas, feedback. There's a lot in there. I'm in there too. I'm in there as CK Graphics because that was my original username on there, and it's just how I was. So I didn't want to change it. Well, but if you have any questions, put them down below. Hope you like the build, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good day.